Annie O'Donnell, who played June Wheeler in the original Night Court, recently returned to the rebooted series after more than 3 decades. Alongside Brent Spiner as Bob Wheeler, the beloved yet unlucky couple made their long-awaited comeback in Season 2's Wheelers of Fortune and again in Season 3's A Few Good Hens. In an interview, O'Donnell shared her excitement about reprising June Wheeler, a character she never forgot. She fondly recalled working with Spiner and John Larroquette, reminiscing about their on-set chemistry and comedic moments. She also discussed her extensive career, which spans film, television, and theater, including roles in The Big Bang Theory, ER, and Transformers: Dark of the Moon. O'Donnell praised the reboot's cast and writers for capturing the spirit of the original show. She also reflected on the Wheelers' backstory, their unexpected shift from West Virginia to Yugoslavia due to a real-life governor's protest, and her joy in seeing the Wheeler family expand with new cast members. Her return to Night Court was not only a nostalgic experience but also a testament to the enduring charm of the show's legacy. Original Night Court actor reflects on returning 35 years later as June Wheeler. "I never forgot her." The Wheelers, unlucky to their core, were an endearing recurring element of the original Night Court. Bob and June Wheeler, played by Brent Spiner and Annie O'Donnell, appeared in only 7 episodes of the classic series, but they left a strong impression, to the point where fans assumed it was just a matter of time before they showed up on the revival series. Indeed, Spiner and O'Donnell made their long-awaited return in Season 2's Wheelers of Fortune, and now they're back again with the latest episode of Night Court Season 3, A Few Good Hens. Annie O'Donnell earned her SAG card working on John Cassavetes' 1970 film, Husbands, and she's kept her nose to the grindstone ever since, working across stage and screen and appearing in hundreds of projects, from sitcoms like Mama's Family and Married with Children, to dramas like ER and The X-Files, Big budget movies like Transformers, Dark of the Moon, and Oscar winners like The Artist. To say she's seen it all during her career as a character actor would be an understatement. Screen Rant interviewed Annie O'Donnell about returning to the role of June Wheeler on Night Court and the joy of reuniting with old co-stars Brent Spiner and John Larroquette. She reflected on her career and shared stories of getting it off the ground in the 1970s in New York City. She also shouted out to her 2023 film, 2 Lives in Pittsburgh, one of the few leading roles she's played in her 5-decade career. Annie O'Donnell on the Wheelers' origins, from West Virginia to Yugoslavia. Screen Rant, "This show is so great. Every time I watch the show, I have to pinch myself because this show is so recognizably Night Court. I never would have thought it possible that I didn't watch it until syndication when I was in high school because I was born in '91. But the original show shaped so much of my personality, it's almost embarrassing." Annie O'Donnell laughs, "Well, it was a lot of fun, I'll tell you that. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. And it's held up very well. It seems to be running all the time, somewhere." When you stepped onto the set to reprise June Wheeler for the first time in 35-ish years, was it like coming home, or did you have to relearn how to do it? Annie O'Donnell, "Oh, God, no. I never forgot June. She's my favorite TV character. It was pretty amazing when I got the call to do it. There had been whisperings. I had seen online fans of the old Night Court when the new reboot was announced. A lot of the fans from the original Night Court were going, 'Well, are the Wheelers coming back?' All that. I thought something might happen, but I was shooting another show called Not Dead Yet, and I was in my dressing room, and the phone rang. It was my agent telling me that they wanted me to do the new Night Court. I was so excited. You know? It's an actor's dream of working on one show and being in the dressing room and getting the call to do another show. It was fantastic." Annie O'Donnell, "When I got there was a little bit of trepidation because I had not done a live audience sitcom in quite some time. So, when I got there, it was like, oh, I hope this is going to be fine. But it was the same set. And there was my same husband. Laughs, and John. I just immediately relaxed because everyone was so wonderful. They treated Brent and me very well. Everyone was so excited that we were there. Annie O'Donnell. Oh, exactly. Exactly. Oh, my God. Laughs, yes. That was one of my favorite episodes. Isn't the accent obvious? We're from Sarajevo. It wasn't like that in Sarajevo. I love that. At the time when we were first on the show, I don't know if you know the history of this, the governor of West Virginia was very upset because here were these two people, these two sad sacks, saying they were from West Virginia and he was protesting that. So, when we came back for another episode, they wrote in that we were actually from Yugoslavia, and just like the governor of a state to turn the blame outwards instead of going, hey, maybe it's me. Annie O'Donnell, exactly. Exactly. It was so much fun. And even though Brent and I had not seen each other, except once, in 35 or 40 years, we had instant Wheeler chemistry. And the same with John. Back in the old night court, he was always trying to get me to laugh. He'd have his back to the camera and to the audience and he'd be making faces at me. But as I recall, I did not break. It was great. Brent and John are just such fantastic actors, it was such a pleasure. We had a great time, as we did with this new episode, June Wheeler's time on Night Court after more than 3 decades. When they called you back to do this new episode, there was no trepidation at all, I imagine? Annie O'Donnell, no. Not at all. And the writing was all there. The writers for both episodes really caught the flavor of the Wheelers. When you have a good script, it's easy to do. Melissa and her husband, Winston, they're just the most loving people and funny. It's like a dream job to work on that show. She is just so talented, so funny, and just the kindest person you could ever imagine. And then the rest of the cast, Nyambai, fantastic, lovely. Lucreta. Oh, my God. Wendy. They're just amazing people, amazing people. And our new daughter, Kate. Oh, my God. Kate Micucci is just fantastic. And now we have a son, played by Andy Ridings. That was fantastic, too. The family is growing. For the new Wheelers, for Kate and Andy, did you have to put them through any kind of Wheeler boot camp? Annie O'Donnell, no, not at all. I think they both checked out the old episodes. They were able to crack the code. When I met Kate, I read that she was almost Sheldon's girlfriend on The Big Bang Theory. She ended up being another character. I didn't know that. Yeah, it was evidently between her and Mayim, and I played Mayim's mother. When I figured that one out, I was like, oh, my goodness, we're getting to play mother and daughter on this. Laughs, we missed our opportunity on The Big Bang Theory, but here we are. Life and show business are so interesting. I feel like that's a testament to what you were saying about Melissa. I interviewed her for season 1, and she was so kind. I was like, is she for real? And she is. Annie O'Donnell, she is for real. Look, she is really amazing. She and I were, I believe, in the same episode of The Big Bang Theory, but we didn't work T.